Chapter 1. Introduction to Learning English. Learning English is like opening a door to a new world. Imagine being able to talk to people from all around the globe, travel without worrying about language barriers, and even get better job opportunities. English is everywhere, on the internet, in movies, books, and even in the workplace. If you want to connect with more people, explore different cultures, and grow in your career, learning English can make all of that possible. But learning English is not always easy. It can feel overwhelming at first. You might wonder, where do I even start? Or, how can I learn quickly? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. The goal is to give you a clear path to learning English in just 6 months. It's completely possible, and you don't need to be a genius to do it. All you need is dedication, a bit of effort every day, and the right methods. When you first start learning a new language, everything might feel foreign. It's normal to feel a bit lost. But think of this as a journey. Every day, you will learn something new. Every new word or sentence you understand is a small victory. Slowly, you'll see how far you've come. It won't be perfect, but it will be progress, and that's what matters. The first thing to remember is that learning English is a process. You don't need to rush. 6 months may sound like a short time, but it's enough if you stick to a plan. Consistency is the key. You don't need to study for hours every day. A little practice each day will take you a long way. Even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. We will break down this journey into easy steps, making it simple and fun. Each step will build on the previous one, helping you grow every day. As you continue, you'll notice how your confidence grows as well. You will start thinking in English and using it in your daily life. You won't just memorize words. You will understand how to use them naturally in conversation. Think about your daily routine. When you wake up in the morning, there are simple things you can do to start thinking in English. When you brush your teeth, you can say to yourself, I am brushing my teeth. When you eat breakfast, you can think, I am eating breakfast. This might sound silly, but the more you think in English, the easier it will be to speak it later. One of the most important things to remember is that you don't need to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. In fact, mistakes are a sign that you are learning. When you make a mistake, it means you're trying. And that's how you improve. Don't be afraid to speak out loud, even if you're not sure if your grammar is correct. Speaking will help you improve much faster than just reading or listening. So, how do we start? First, we will talk about daily practice. How do you practice every day? Where do you find the time? Don't worry. We will break it down into simple steps, making it easy for you to follow. You will see that the more you practice, the more you will improve. By the end of 6 months, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. In the next chapter, we will dive into the importance of practicing every day. But for now, remember this. Learning English is a journey. There will be challenges, but with patience and practice, you will succeed. Keep an open mind, and don't be afraid to try. The world is waiting for you to speak. Chapter 2. Practice. Every day. Imagine you want to become really good at something. Maybe it's playing a sport or learning to play the piano. How do you get better? You practice, right? The same thing goes for learning English. The more you practice, the better you will get. When you practice English every day, it becomes a part of your life. It's not something you do only when you feel like it. You make it a habit. Even if you just practice for 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll start to see changes. Little by little, you'll improve your speaking skills. You don't have to spend hours studying. Short daily practice works best. Think about how you learned to talk when you were a child. You didn't know many words at first, but you practiced speaking every day. You listened to your parents, repeated words, and learned by talking. Over time, you became better and better at speaking. Learning English is similar. The more you speak, the more words you'll learn, and the better you will get. You can practice English everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're at home, at work, or on the bus. You can talk to yourself, repeat new words, or practice sentences. For example, when you see a chair, you can say, "This is a chair." Or if you're drinking water, you can say, "I am drinking water." It doesn't matter if anyone hears you. This practice helps you get comfortable with the language. If you can, try to practice with other people too. You can talk to your family, friends, or classmates. If you don't know anyone who speaks English, don't worry. You can join online groups or talk to people in English forums. Speaking with others is very important. It helps you get used to hearing and using English in real conversations. A great way to practice is by repeating phrases or sentences you hear in movies, TV shows, or songs. When you hear someone speak in English, try to copy how they say the words. Pay attention to their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. This way, you'll start to sound more natural when you speak. Don't be afraid to make mistakes when you speak. It's okay to say something wrong. The important thing is that you are trying. Mistakes are a part of learning. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. You will get better with time. The more you practice, the less afraid you'll be of making mistakes. One easy way to practice is by setting small goals for yourself every day. For example, you can set a goal to speak for 10 minutes every day. Or you can decide to learn 5 new words each week. These small goals will help you stay focused and motivated. When you reach a goal, you'll feel proud of yourself. That will keep you going. You can also use a language partner to practice with. A language partner is someone who speaks English and wants to learn your language. You can help each other out. You can practice speaking for a while in English and then switch to your language. This way, both of you learn. If you don't have a partner, you can still practice by speaking to yourself. Look in the mirror and talk in English. You can describe what you see or tell yourself about your day. This helps you practice your speaking skills and boosts your confidence. In the beginning, it may feel strange, but don't worry, you will get used to it. Practice makes you stronger. The more you speak, the more comfortable you'll feel. Soon, speaking English will become a natural part of your daily routine. Every day counts. Even if it's just for a few minutes, you are making progress. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how listening to English every day helps you get even better at speaking. So, keep practicing, and remember, consistency is key. Chapter 3. Listen to English every day. When you want to get better at something, you need to surround yourself with it. If you want to speak English well, you have to listen to it every day. Listening is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to improve your English skills. Think about when you were a baby. You didn't start speaking right away. First, you listened to the sounds around you. You heard words, sentences, and people talking. This is how you learned how to speak. The same thing happens when you listen to English every day. You start to understand how the language works. You learn how words are pronounced and how sentences are built. Listening to English is like filling your brain with new words and sounds. The more you listen, the better your understanding becomes. It helps you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and how you say words. Listening also helps you get used to different accents and ways people speak. There are many ways to listen to English. You can start by listening to English songs. They are fun and full of new words. Try singing along to the lyrics. This will help you learn new vocabulary and get used to how the words sound. Another great way is to watch English movies or TV shows. You can watch with subtitles or even without them if you feel ready. Pay attention to how people speak. Listen to how they say the words and try to copy them. You can also choose shows or movies that you enjoy. When you enjoy what you're listening to, learning feels more fun and natural. Listening to English radio or podcasts is also a great idea. There are many podcasts that are easy to understand. You can listen to them while you're on the bus, walking, or even when you're doing housework. This way, you can practice English without taking extra time out of your day. It's simple and effective. If you want to practice listening to real conversations, try watching videos of people talking in English. These videos can be on YouTube or even on social media. Listening to real-life conversations helps you learn how people speak in everyday situations. Another way to improve your listening is by going to places where people speak English. If you live in a city with English speakers, try to listen to them. You can go to cafes, parks, or stores. Pay attention to how they talk to each other. This will help you hear English in real situations and teach you how to respond. You can also listen to audiobooks in English. Audiobooks are great because you can listen while doing other things, like exercising or cleaning. They help you get used to hearing different voices and accents. Remember, listening every day is the key. It doesn't matter if you listen for a few minutes or a few hours. Every bit helps. Over time, you'll find that you understand English better, and speaking will feel easier too. If you don't understand something right away, don't worry. It's normal. Just keep listening. The more you listen, the more familiar the language will become. You'll start to recognize words and phrases, even if you don't know exactly what they mean at first. Gradually, everything will make sense. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how reading in English helps you learn new words and improves your speaking skills. So, keep listening, keep practicing, and soon you'll notice how much better you understand and speak English. Chapter 4. Read English. Every day. Reading is another important way to improve your English. It's simple, fun, and helps you learn new words. Just like listening, reading helps you get better at understanding and speaking English. The more you read, the more you learn. When you read in English, you see how sentences are built. You can see how words fit together, and you begin to understand grammar without even trying. It's like putting together a puzzle. Each time you read, you add a piece, and soon, everything starts to make sense. You don't need to start with difficult books. Start with simple, easy books. You can even read children's books. These books use simple words and sentences, which will help you learn quickly. As you get better, you can move on to more challenging books. Newspapers and magazines are also great for reading. They have short articles and are easy to understand. You can read about things that interest you, like sports, fashion, or food. If you don't know some words, that's okay. Just keep reading, and you'll learn them. Reading aloud is a great way to practice speaking, too. When you read out loud, you practice the way words sound. This will help you improve your pronunciation. It also makes you feel more confident when you speak English. Try reading a page or two each day. You'll start to see how much better your speaking skills become. If you have a friend who is also learning English, you can read together. Take turns reading to each other. This makes it more fun, and you can help each other when you don't understand something. It's also a good way to practice speaking and listening at the same time. Another way to improve your reading is by using online resources. There are websites where you can find short stories, articles, and even books in English. You can search for things that interest you. It's easier to keep reading when you enjoy what you're reading. When you read, don't just focus on the words. Pay attention to the meaning of the story or the article. Think about what the writer is trying to say. If you don't understand something, don't give up. Try to guess the meaning from the other words around it. If you're still unsure, look up the word in a dictionary. Reading also helps you learn new vocabulary. You can write down new words in a notebook. Try to use them in sentences. This will help you remember them. The more words you know, the easier it will be to speak and understand English. Remember, reading every day is the key. It doesn't matter if you read for 10 minutes or an hour. The important thing is to make it a habit. The more you read, the more words you'll learn, and the easier it will be to speak English. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how writing can help you improve your English skills. So, keep reading, keep learning, and soon you'll see how much better your English becomes. Chapter 5. Write in English every day. Writing in English is another great way to improve. It helps you practice using words correctly and forming sentences. When you write, you think about how to express your ideas in English. This practice makes you more confident when speaking and writing. Start simple. You don't need to write a long essay. You can start by writing a few sentences every day. For example, write about your day. You can say, "Today I went to the park. I saw a dog. The dog was very cute." This practice will help you build your skills step by step. Writing a diary in English is a good idea. Every night, write about what you did that day. Even if it's just a short paragraph, it's helpful. You can write about anything, your feelings, what you saw, or what you liked. This will help you remember new words and understand how sentences work. Another way to practice is by writing letters or emails to your friends. You can ask them questions or tell them about your day. They can correct any mistakes, and you can learn from them. You can also write stories or make up your own little adventures. Writing stories lets you be creative while practicing your English. Don't worry about making mistakes when you write. Mistakes are part of learning. The important thing is to try. Ask for help when you need it. Teachers, friends, or family can help you if you're unsure about something. They can show you how to make sentences better. You can also use online tools to help you write better. Many apps and websites let you check your spelling and grammar. These tools can give you tips on how to improve your writing. But remember, you should not rely on these tools all the time. Try to write by yourself first and then check your work. This way, you will learn more. As you write, try to use new words that you have learned. If you read a new word or hear it in a conversation, write it down. Try using that word in your sentences. The more you practice using new words, the easier it will be to remember them. Writing also helps you understand how to use grammar. For example, when you write a sentence, you learn when to use is or are or how to form questions. It helps you think about the rules and remember them for the future. Remember, writing every day is the key. Even if it's just a few sentences, it adds up. Over time, you'll notice how much better your writing gets, and this will help your speaking too. Writing gives you the confidence to use English more. In the next chapter, we will talk about how important it is to not be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Keep writing and keep practicing, and soon you'll see great progress in your English skills. Chapter 6. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Making mistakes is part of learning. Everyone makes mistakes, even when speaking their own language. So if you make a mistake in English, don't worry, it's okay. The most important thing is to keep trying. When you first start speaking English, it can be scary. You might worry that people will laugh at you or that you'll say something wrong. But remember, no one expects you to be perfect. The more mistakes you make, the more you will learn. Every mistake is a step closer to getting better. If you say something wrong, it's okay. Just listen to what others say and try again. When you make a mistake, you get a chance to learn. If your teacher, friends, or family corrects you, don't be upset. They are helping you improve. Take their advice and keep practicing. The more you speak, the fewer mistakes you will make over time. One way to feel better about making mistakes is by practicing with people who are also learning. When you speak with others who are learning English, you will both understand that making mistakes is normal. You can help each other, and together you can improve. It's also helpful to remember that making mistakes helps you remember the correct way to say something. For example, if you say a word wrong and someone corrects you, you'll probably never forget the correct way. Mistakes teach you things that you may not learn from just reading or listening. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. If you keep quiet because you're afraid of making a mistake, you won't improve. You need to practice to get better. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will feel. Over time, speaking in English will become easier. Try to speak English every day. You don't need to speak perfectly. Just try to speak. Even if you only talk for a few minutes each day, it will help. Practice with friends, family, or even by yourself. You can practice speaking in front of the mirror. You can talk to yourself and practice different phrases. Remember, speaking English is like learning to ride a bike. At first, you may fall, but if you keep trying, you will get better. The more you practice, the easier it will be. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Keep practicing, and soon you will speak more confidently. In the next chapter, we will talk about how thinking in English can help you speak better. So, stay tuned and keep practicing. Chapter 7. Think in English. Thinking in English is a big help when learning to speak better. At first, it might seem hard, but with practice, it becomes easier and more natural. When you think in English, it helps you speak faster. You don't have to translate from your language to English in your mind. This can make speaking feel smoother and more comfortable. It's like when you think about something in your own language. You don't have to stop and think about the words because it's already in your mind. The same can happen with English if you practice. Start with small things. For example, when you see a chair, think, "This is a chair." When you see a book, think, "This is a book." You don't need to say a long sentence. Just simple words will help. Slowly, your thoughts will start to be in English. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel. You will begin to think in English all the time. You can also think in English when you are doing things around the house. For example, when you're cooking, think, "I need a spoon." When you're walking, think, "I am walking outside." Try to make English part of your daily life. The more you think in English, the better you will speak. Thinking in English also helps you learn new words. When you learn a new word, try to think about it in different situations. For example, if you learn the word happy, you can think, "I am happy," or "she is happy." This helps you remember the word and use it in real situations. Sometimes it might be hard to think in English at first, but don't worry. Keep practicing. Start with small words and simple sentences. Over time, your mind will get used to thinking in English. It will become easier to speak without having to translate. You can practice thinking in English whenever you have free time. For example, when you're waiting for something, try to think in English. It could be as simple as thinking about the weather, what you want to eat, or what you're doing next. Every little moment can be an opportunity to practice. As you continue, you'll see that thinking in English helps you speak better. It helps you speak more clearly and quickly. It makes you more confident. So, start thinking in English every day. The more you do it, the easier it will be to speak. In the next chapter, we will talk about how learning new words can make your English better. Keep practicing and don't stop thinking in English. Chapter 8. Learn new words every day. Learning new words is one of the most important steps in improving your English. The more words you know, the easier it will be to speak and understand English. Start by learning a few words each day. It doesn't matter if they are simple or complex. What matters is that you learn them and use them. For example, today you can learn the word apple. Tomorrow, learn book. The next day, try learning friend. By learning new words each day, you will slowly build a big collection of words that you can use when speaking. A good way to remember new words is by using them in sentences. If you learn the word apple, you can say, "I like apples," or "This apple is red." This way, you will remember not only the word, but also how to use it. You can write down new words in a notebook. Write the word on one side and its meaning or a sentence on the other. Every day, look through your notebook and review the words. This helps you remember them. Another way to learn new words is by reading. When you read, you come across new words that you might not know. If you find a word you don't understand, look it up in a dictionary or online. Then, try to use that word in a sentence. This will help you remember it. You can also use flashcards to learn new words. Write the word on one side of a card and its meaning on the other side. Go through these cards every day. The more often you review, the easier it is to remember. Try to use the new words you learn in your daily conversations. If you learn the word eat, try saying it during your meals. If you learn happy, use it when you talk about how you feel. The more you use new words, the better you will get at speaking. It's also fun to learn words through songs or movies. If you hear a new word in a song or a movie, pay attention to how it's used. Try to understand its meaning in that context. Later, you can use that word the same way. Don't worry if you forget a word. It happens to everyone. The important thing is to keep learning and practicing. Each time you learn a word, you get closer to speaking more fluently. Finally, remember that learning new words is not just about memorizing them. It's about using them. Try to make them a part of your everyday life. The more words you know and use, the more confident you will feel speaking English.